Downward trend in crime and violence continues, JCF. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting a continued downward trend in crime and violence, with other categories of major offences showing a reduction during the second quarter of 2024. Overall, there has been almost 12% decrease in major crimes since the start of 2024. Notably, murders have decreased by 14.5% as of July 15, 2024, said Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake during the JCF quarterly press conference on Tuesday. Blake further noted that shootings are down almost 2%, robberies down 15%, rapes down by 32%, and break-ins down by 6%. Regarding illegal firearm seizures, the Commissioner indicated that the JCF is reaping more success. As of June 30, 2024, we recorded a 14% increase in gun seizures over the same period last year, taking 422 illegal firearms off the streets and our communities, Blake said, noting that these are mainly pistols. In sounding a terrorist call for Jamaicans to report criminal elements, he said, "There are far more lawful and law-abiding persons in Jamaica than the lawless and criminal among us." The JCF urges anyone with information on the whereabouts of criminals to come forward as part of a collective effort to ensure justice and restore peace, Blake stated. He also warns the perpetrators of crime that the JCF will be unrelenting in bringing them to justice. "We will disrupt your criminal activities and isolate you. We will come for you, and when we do, we encourage you to lay down arms and surrender willingly. If you meet us with aggression, we will respond with supreme force, and we will win because we are smarter, we're better trained and better resourced," Blake declared. Lower House approves Road Traffic Act amendments that will clear ticketable violations committed prior to 2023. The Lower House has approved amendments to the Road Traffic Act that will clear ticketable violations committed by motorists prior to 2023. In tabling the bill, Transport Minister Beryl explained that the amendments will allow for the nullification of demerit points for traffic offences committed before 2023. Omar Collymore co-convicts to be sentenced for wife's murder on July 24. Justice Gleason Pusey is to decide on July 24 the fate of Omar Collymore and the three men who assisted him in the contractile killing of his wife and her taxi driver 6 years ago. The date was scheduled for yesterday morning after defense lawyers completed their plea in mitigation submission, which started last Tuesday in the Home Circuit Court. Simone Campbell Collymore and Winston Walters were killed when they rode up on motorbikes and sprayed them with bullets as they waited to be let inside the woman's Forest Ridge apartment complex in Red Hill, St. Andrew on January 2, 2018. The 32-year-old mother of two was shot 19 times, while the taxi operator, 36, was shot 5 times. Collymore, 41, contracted Michael Abrams, 33, a tailor and salesman, and Dwayne Ping, 34, a construction worker, were found guilty of the murder of both victims, as well as conspiracy to murder on May 15, following a 4-month-long trial. A fourth defendant, Shaquille Edwards, 27, a marketer, was however only convicted of murder conspiracy. Acting Senior Director of Public Prosecutions, Andrea Martin Swavey, during her submission last Tuesday, asked that both Collymore and Adams be sentenced to life in prison for each of the murders, with the men serving 46.5 years in prison before parole eligibility in respect to Campbell Collymore's murder and 48.5 years for Walter's murder. She, however, recommended a slight lower sentence for Ping based on the minimal role he played in the murder plot. Martin Swavey asked also that he be sentenced to life imprisonment for both murders, but that he served 41.5 years before being eligible for parole for Campbell Collymore's murder and 43.5 years for the other murder. Collymore's lawyer, Diane Jobson, and Ping's lawyer, Ernest Davis, both asked the judge not to treat the case as the worst of the worst and to use the minimum starting point of 15 years. Jobson also urged that her client should not be given the higher standing point than the shooter Dwayne Wade, who was given a 35-year sentence for each of the murders and 8 years for the gun he used in the killing. Blackwood got a reduction in his sentence to 20 years before being eligible for parole after agreeing to become a prosecution witness. Jobson argued that Blackwood's guilty plea was a tactic and that the judge essentially told her that early guilty plea is a welcome tactic that benefits all. She also asked the judge to accept as a mitigating factor that her client was a devoted father who made sacrifices for his family when he left the U.S. and moved to Jamaica, and that his wife's death has also caused him to suffer. Davis, for his part, asked the judge to consider that his client was not the instigator or triggerman and that he was not present at the murder scene. He also asked the judge to consider his client's medical condition, which the court is to verify with the institution where he was admitted. Beryl damage highlights need for construction approvals, Clarendon officials warn. The Clarendon Municipal Corporation is reminding residents of the importance of consulting with the local authorities before embarking on any home construction projects. The advisory followed extensive damage caused to several homes by Hurricane Beryl nearly a week ago. The corporation has highlighted that many of the houses along the southern belt of the parish, including areas like Portland Cottage, were constructed without the necessary approvals. The corporation stressed that Portmore Cottage is a designated no-build zone. We do have a number of informal settlements in the southern belt, and some of these homes were never approved by the corporation. As a matter of fact, in Portland Cottage, during the passage of Hurricane Ivan in 2004, a new scheme was developed, and so some of the houses that were damaged were houses that persons left and relocated to higher grounds. We have no build zone in the Portland Cottage, and we will continue to monitor to ensure we do not have illegal construction within the wetlands in those areas, CEO Ron Blake told reporters following last week's sitting of the corporation. The communities of Portland Cottage and Rocky Point in southeastern Clarendon are listed as highly vulnerable by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, due to their proximity to the sea. In 2004, after Hurricane Ivan caused severe devastation, destroying hundreds of homes and resulting in 8 fatalities, then Prime Minister P.J. Patterson declared the area a disaster zone and issued a directive forbidding any reconstruction efforts. What we, as a corporation, are saying to the residents is that they need to submit a building application because it's not just they are building in vulnerable areas, but the type of construction itself. We may need to pay attention to the type of construction. When we traverse the southern belt, we realize that some persons are building on ground level and the construction methods may need to be adjusted, and some may also need to construct on higher flooring to lessen the impact of flooding, added Blake. Under the Jamaica Building Act, buildings must be designed to adhere to rigorous standards that ensure they can withstand natural disasters such as earthquakes, hurricanes, and floods. The Act mandates that anyone proposing to construct, alter, or extend a building must submit a written notice to the municipal corporation, along with a complete set of plans detailing the building's design, location, construction methods, and system for drainage and water supply. Additionally, the Act prohibits construction in wetlands, coastal areas, and other environmental sensitive zones to protect these vital ecosystems and mitigate environmental risk. Maypen Mayor Joel Williams has stressed that those getting assistance to rebuild must do so with resilience as a priority. He urged that the rebuilding effort should focus on creating structures that are durable and capable of withstanding future natural disasters. You must be able to build resiliently. You're not going to get the assistance and just put up some zinc on a roof as you wish, because if we have another hurricane, you will or must be in a better position than when Hurricane Beryl came, stated Williams. CEO Blake said that the corporation will be rigorously enforcing regulations throughout the restoration period. He emphasized that strict adherence to these guidelines is essential to ensure the safety and effectiveness of the rebuilding efforts. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.